my beautiful collective. Today's reading is a channeled message from the fairies. It's interesting for me that this is the energy that comes through for you, the fairy ring. New skills, advanced training, rapid movements. You've got the fairies. And it's interesting for me because I had a dream. I had a dream in the early hours of this morning where fairies came to visit and brought me special messages and healing. It was such a magical dream. And so we have the symbolism here of butterflies, you'll see in the card. We've got the hare, the rabbit, which is fertility, butterflies, the transformation. And we've got the rat, we've got the frog. So they're bringing all of this sacred animal medicine through for you at this time. This is a really, really good time for this collective. Those of you who are drawn to this reading, if your guides have brought you here and you felt drawn to it, maybe because of the title or the energy, I trust that this message is for you. That there is powerful medicine, magic that is being brought through, channeled through for you at this time as you are embarking on rediscovering a new version of yourself that is ready to be brought forth to our time-space reality. New skills, advanced training, rapid movement. A new way of bringing forth your medicine, your skills to the world. A collective as well. I'm getting the energy of a collective here. You see the fairy ring, there's the circus tent. And the symbolism of the circus is it's a place for misfits. A place where those who don't fit into society can have a sense of family. Those who are different can portray their differences in a way that benefits them and allows the world, those who come to the circus, to see their magic through a different lens. You are not someone who can be appreciated. You are not someone whose value can be seen in the traditional sense. In the traditional norms and the old societal programmings, there is a special place for you to be able to show and share your gifts. And this is a grand stage, a grand arena. And I'm definitely seeing that coming up for you here. A community, a space, a tribe that welcomes you in, that invites you in because they have created the ideal platform, the ideal environment for you to shine, where your gifts and your value can shine. We've got the number 7 and, the number 37, which is, when we calculate it, it's the number 10. So this is a closing of an old cycle, and it is symbolic of a new beginning for you. Perhaps this is a tribe, a community that are, perhaps it's a retreat or a spiritual space or a space where other people who have similar talents to you, they've put together an environment or a platform where you can feel like you belong. And where your gifts are appreciated, so where you can support yourself and manifest the abundance or let in the abundance and the resources that you deserve, where people are willing to pay for what it is you offer without you having to chase it, ask for it. All right. So I want to go into this oracle message, and then we'll get some tarot cards to bring through more of the messages from the fairies for you. Whatever it is that you are meant to hear or receive today. Learning new skills and advancing in your talents, sharpening your reactions and senses, and following discipline and structure is important right now. You are likely to take a course, study, and gain solid credentials in a field that you are looking at longingly. There will be an examination, a very important test of your skills to assess your suitability for a task, a role, or a vocation, and so forth. Now, this is not necessarily in the traditional sense where you do a course and you have to write a test or do a trade test. They're saying to me, for many of you, this is going to be a test in the form of that's built into everyday life. I'll give you an example. I did a focus group where I offered my course in mastering alignment to a select few. I offered it to them for free because I wanted them to be able to experience the benefits, but also I wanted the feedback before I launch the course. And there were a couple of them. One of the conditions were that they would share their experience on their social media platforms. That would be their way of saying thank you to me, or of just sharing with other people that there is this tool. And there were a couple of them that were not fully comfortable with this. But one in particular, when it came time to do that, was like, I should have read the fine print, and I did send these details out. She was adamant that she's private and there are people on her Facebook and her platform that she does not want to share this kind of information with. Obviously afraid of being judged, scrutinized, and it was evident that she cared more about what people thought of her, people who were contributing absolutely nothing to her growth, than honoring a gift that could help other people, even if it's just one other person. I'm not sharing this story because there's any judgment. I have no judgment. I honor and respect that that is where she is, where she was, and perhaps the most important, the most valuable part of her having that experience was to be able to come face to face with that fact. The ways in which we hold ourselves back because we invest more time, energy, and consideration into people's opinion, people who add no value to our lives, than to investing into those who do have some, and showing appreciation and uplifting, like where we spend our money, what we endorse. Your test is going to come in this fall. You must update and refresh your existing skills because things are changing. They have changed and they will continue to change. This will excite you, and you will discover joy and purpose in learning new skills. The course that you take will have to do with holistic health, witchcraft, healing, rituals or spell work, sensitivity and alertness, environmentalism, perhaps it's finances or saving or an investment. The more flexible and adept you become in these areas, the more amazing your life will be. Okay, so train hard and hold your head high. You will soon have a chance to demonstrate why these new skills are so vital and important to many more people than just you. So let's get the rest of your messages. The last bit of that message is important. Who you are, what you bring, your skills, your craft is so much more important to the world and to the people who you encounter, who you attract into your life to have a co-creative experience with, they're also calling you forth, than most human beings will ever give you credit for. But it's important that you know that. As human beings, we are programmed to see value in the sparkling things, things that are packaged in a way that make us comfortable, that don't trigger our ego or challenge constructs. But medicine is bitter. Medicine is meant to be transformational. Real medicine is transformational. And so it does move things within us that have been dormant for far too long. Most people, when that movement takes place within them, their first reaction is not to say thank you. I had an experience where I was in a TikTok live. I sometimes do readings there for my followers, and a comment, I didn't see the comment, but one of the guests on the live was like, yes, she shouts at us when we don't listen, because I was doing a reading and this person was asking questions that made it clear that they were not getting the message. And so I presented it in different ways, and then I shared a spiritual insight, and obviously the tone of my voice had elevated, because it does that. I'm not a soft-spoken person. And I laughed and I said, well, whoever that was that asked that question, thank you for reminding me that I'm trying too hard. If someone's not ready to get the message, I should leave them with the message that Spirit has given, and they get to do with it what they like. Maybe it'll resonate later. If they ponder on it, they'll find clarity. Or maybe they should just accept that they're not ready, that Spirit's been trying to answer their question, has been answering their question in a number of ways, but they're just not in a receptive mode to be able to hear it or receive it. And I shouldn't effort. And I laughed. Because the ego could feel criticized. The ego could feel judged. The ego could feel a lot of things. But I set an intention not to allow my ego to dictate my reality. Most people are not going to fall at your feet and praise you. This is why we are finding so many spiritual gurus and famous spiritual teachers falling from grace right now, because we are not here to be put on a pedestal. We are not here to gain followers. We are not here to be liked. We are here to shine a light on the part of human beings that is love, that is source, to facilitate healing, to facilitate enlightenment. This is not a comfortable process. And so those of the collective who gravitate towards those who give them messages that they want to hear, that they're comfortable with, who package the message in a way that makes them feel validated all the time, there is no growth there. And those are the people who have the most followers. But it's still part of the old programming, where goodness and source and God and love has to look and feel a particular way, and everything else is demonized. And we need to be okay with where humanity is and the individual is on their own path. It's important that you know and understand your intention, who you are, and the value of your medicine, even if the world cannot see it in the moment that you are there. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. So what else do the fairies want to bring to your awareness? Okay, 5 of Swords. I'm going to get more. What's crossing that? So Five of Swords is the dominant energy around you right now. For you, beautiful soul, you are in an uncomfortable place. Five of Swords is full of ego. There's a lot coming up for you that is information around the ego construct. We call this shadow work. Whether you are working through the shadows or just piling up experiences that are meant to contribute to the deconstruction of these ego constructs is entirely up to you. But look, I've got the Five of Swords, and the Five of Swords is your energy right now. So sit with that for a moment. Take a breath. Now I understand why the fairies made me say all of those things before this to sort of prepare you for a deeper truth. This is not who you are. This is how you are experiencing yourself right now, because you are ready to deconstruct a lot of the old identity and ego constructs. How this shows up in your 3D reality is that there is a lot of conflict. You feel like there's disagreement more than alignment and harmony. You're feeling conflict internally. So this can show up as poor health. The conflict showing up in your body can be dis-ease, poor health, and the doctor, you don't know why. You're going to doctor after doctor, you're getting tests done, and they're all saying there's nothing. This can also show up as conflict within relationships. This is a sense of the people in my corner who I think should love me, or who I thought loves me. I feel like they don't have my back, or they did not have my back in a particular situation. This is ego, ego, ego. You're not seeing something clearly, and it's causing you a lot of pain and disease. This can also manifest as a codependent and narcissistic relationship, where you have someone who, a partner, an intimate partner, mirroring to you an aspect of yourself that you are wrestling with outside of yourself in your 3D world. Unsupported, they're constantly the victim, they don't have your back, you feel like you're constantly in competition. This is retribution. You also feel like someone has done something to you that they should be punished for. Whatever you wish on someone else, you are summoning upon yourself. Not always what we want to hear, but I see this in readings all the time. People coming in and say, oh, is this person going to regret doing that to me? Are they going to have karma for what they've done to me? Now, I can understand where the question comes from. But the disclaimer is still my responsibility to share with you what you wish upon another, no matter what the reason, no matter how bad you think they've behaved, no matter how awful you think they are. What you wish upon another, you are summoning toward yourself. You are calling forth. It is a summoning to you. You are coming under the pain, the attack, the dis-ease, the problems that you think should be their karma. And you are calling it forth. Five of Swords. What's crossing your Five of Swords? You've got the High Priestess. You are a very gifted being. You carry so much light. Your light is being obstructed by this Five of Swords. This is your ego. This is your inner being. This is you. These are at war. This is an internal war that's taking place for you right now. What's obstructing the Five of Swords is that you don't really want to look at what is behind the veil. You're avoiding the truth. Maybe because then you have to accept. Maybe then you have to surrender your desire for retribution. I am just the messenger. And I've had this very same message many times on my own journey. This is not an indication that there is something wrong with you or that you are bad. This is the part of the spiritual awakening where we realize that there is no separation between those that are good and those that are bad. There is only source made manifest in our human bodies, that we are all a version of one another, and that we are either in alignment, which is in alignment with the part of us that is source, or we are out of alignment and therefore in our ego. And this is based on subject, from one subject to another, or one relationship to another. Moment by moment, we're making this choice. All right, what else do the fairies want to bring to your awareness? They want you to know that they are here to support you, that the fairies often take vengeance on behalf of those who they work with and oversee. That whilst you are trying to be judge and jury, you prevent them from taking care of this on your behalf. That you're also restricting yourself from access to your magic. And you can ask for permission to re-enter the realm that is your magical realm, so that you can reconnect with the part of you that is magic, soul, and source. You're feeling disconnected, and it's because of this. Something that you've not been, it's resentment, something you've not been able to let go of, something you've not been able to forgive. You are so much more. This is a poison that you brew for someone else, but you're the one soaking in it. You understand? The fairies come to speak to you of sunshine, of happiness. What of your happiness? You cannot be in two places at one time. You cannot be in the underworld brewing up deadly poison for retribution so that you can administer karma to someone that you believe deserves it, and be in the upper worlds, on the surface of the earth where the sun can kiss you. The energy, the symbolism of Persephone is coming through for me, and Persephone is a goddess that it's a symbolism that's very strong in my own journey. Because I move between the realms, a lot of my own process has been going into the underworld, meeting with death, the parts of myself that I need to release, and then coming back, resurfacing to the land of the living so that I can live. Dark night of the soul, and then resurfacing, and I've done this dance throughout my life. It's often where I go and I find the medicine in preparation for the next season that humanity is going to be facing, and the fruits that I am meant to offer. And perhaps this is something that is part of your journey too. But it feels to me like you are stuck in the underworld here. You're not meant to stay there. So the fairies are calling you back out into the sun, and they're saying that there is a path prepared for you, a portal for you to be able to, through which they will guide you back into the land of the living, into feeling life, your life, experiencing it, and being able to enjoy it. Just ask them to help you. They're ready and they're willing to help. Two of Wands. This is the two worlds. You've got to leave the one behind to step forward into the other. And then you've got to leave the other behind to step back into. So this one of these is the underworld, and one of these is the land of the living. Where are you? Are you lost in your wounds, in your ego, in your darkness? Are you struggling to release something that is old? And you long to be able to enjoy your life and just be happy and feel good in your body and feel good in your present and enjoy what is your now. You cannot hold on to both. Make the choice. The fairies will help you. Ten of Pentacles. This is financial. This is beneficial to you both financially and emotionally. The Ten of Pentacles is about having a divine partnership. What is coming through for you in relation to your partnership? An Ace of Cups. A new beginning. A new beginning in love. Coming in towards you. Coming into your relationship. Or an ending. You have favor when it comes to love and relationship. But these are very contradictory, and these, for me, the fairies are saying they're symbolic of the two paths. The one is Five of Swords, feeling left out in the cold, abandoned, a breakup, a fallout, being shut out or shutting someone special out, and you don't even realize you're doing it, or a new blessing, a new favorable, abundant beginning in love coming in. What else? There is a painful ending, and you're struggling to get over this. Even though you have something beautiful, you have all this favor before you, you're really struggling with it. With an Emperor, a divine counterpart, someone that was very significant to you, who you believed you were meant to have success with, but they were very selfish. The Emperor could also be a married person. This could be a marriage, and they behaved as though they were single. And you're struggling with how you could have manifested this. What is at the heart of this for you, what is at the root of this for you, is that you now doubt your capabilities. You're doubting yourself. You're doubting your security. You're doubting your what you deserve. You're doubting your safety in relationship and in this world. And this puts this big question mark. This big question mark hangs over your head. And what it's doing is it's keeping you in bondage in the energy of the Seven of Wands, which is the energy of defense. You're keeping out the goodness. You're keeping out the good stuff. You're pushing away the good stuff. You get to decide if something is a blessing or a curse. And in this case, this has become a noose around your neck. And the fairies are here to remind you and encourage you that you can step back out into the light. There's a lot of symbolism that's come through here for you in this reading. And perhaps you'd like to go into more detail. You might have questions around it, but what exactly does this mean, and how does that look for me in a practical sense? You are welcome to book a coaching session with me where we can go into deeper detail about how this manifests for you and how you can navigate this in a practical 3D sense. This is about your gift. This is about your this is about fear. This is about your ego and an ego death that needs to take place. This is about your relationship with your gift. This is about letting go and releasing something from the past that's really holding you hostage. It is a part of yourself that is holding you hostage, because anything that is in the past no longer exists. It is only symbolic. It's about new blessings that you are not able to enjoy. It's about your energy, your calling, and your descent, your relationship between this realm and the spiritual realm, the afterlife. The disharmony that you are experiencing is directly associated with your you being challenged and your difficulty to accept some of your gift. You're still afraid of it. You're still afraid. You're still have not been able to fully comprehend what certain things mean for you. There's some distortions and some fear associated perhaps with your gift. Some of you are mediums. Part of your calling is to connect with the dead. Some of you are death doulas. What does that mean for you physically in this 3D reality? What is your relationship with it? What are your fears around it? Is there still some religious programming that is it your ego's tendency to judge? You've decided that that's bad. What is the relationship with death? Is directly associated with what is the relationship to change. Life change and transformation is a part of growth and expansion. And if you're in resistance to change and transformation, you're in resistance with your life force. So, whatever you choose to do, beautiful soul, if you've made it all the way to the end of this reading, well done. You are so much farther along than you think, and you are capable of so much more than you give yourself credit for. Love and light. I'll see you next time. Bye now.